So first of all, let's talk about what we're going to cover today. This is going to be the last public release ever of the SST. And we're going to give you more details in the presentation today, but we have sold many units of this strategy, and we are protecting our member base by taking it off the market. And that's the reason for the final sale here. It doesn't mean that support of the SST is going to cease. We're going to continue that process of our very good member base. So I do want to have you understand that. We're going to go over what does the SST do for you. The SST is an awesome method that gives you an edge in the market. It gives you a clear entry point and a clear target and stop objective on every trade. And for those of you that are new traders, you need to understand you have to have a methodology and approach to the market. You have to know where you're going to get in and where you're going to get out. If you simply haphazardly approach the market and just randomly get in and out, you are destined to fail. The 7 Summits criteria for trading systems, Troy's going to cover the 7 peaks, the 7 areas that we feel are key in your success as a trader. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what the 7 Summits trader includes. What does it come with? And we've got some pretty powerful killer bonuses to go with that. And ultimately, we're going to get to the pricing, and we'll talk about how you can get involved with the SST. And then finally, throughout the presentation today, if you have any question, key that into the text. I'll be answering those questions via text, and then at the end, for the questions that benefit the group, we'll announce those questions out loud and then respond via the audio. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Troy, and Troy's going to take us through, again, the bulk of today's presentation. Troy, thanks for being with us today. It's all yours.
Great. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. I want to thank everybody for being here. We've got quite a group of people, a lot of excitement, a lot of build-up to the final release. A lot of you may not know this, but this is actually the 2-year anniversary of the SST. And so it's going to be my pleasure to walk you through the system, and in a little while I'm going to briefly tell you the story of how the SST even came about. And I think you're going to find it quite amusing, and it's an interesting story. A system like this, it needs a lot of ingredients to actually become reality. And when I tell you what those ingredients are, you're probably going to laugh, but I'll get into that in a moment. First, let me tell you a little bit about who we are and why you should listen to us. NetPicks has started educating its members way back in 1996. I mean, we're in our 16th year, soon to be our 17th year. We're one of the oldest internet trade companies out there, and we've just gotten better and better, and we're growing because we keep getting success, and our membership is growing as well, and they're succeeding as well. We've successfully trained thousands of traders from around the world, about half from the US, but the other half other countries. I notice that we've got a lot of people here from different parts of the world, and I know that it's, you know, there's different times of day. Some of you it's nighttime, some of you it's the afternoon. For me, it's early in the morning. I'm on the West Coast. Markets never sleep. You need a system and a company that's going to be with you no matter where you are in the world and when you trade. We're all real traders. It's one of the things that sets NetPicks apart from a lot of the other companies out there. We're not just a marketing company. Each and every one of us is a real trader. Brian told you about his trades. I took real trades today. In fact, I call live trades every single day in the NetPicks live trade room. Everyone on NetPicks is a trader. In fact, I've sat in the same seat that you're sitting in. I came into NetPicks as a customer. It's unbelievable, but you know, it seems like so long ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. I was in a webinar just like this. Luckily, I got recruited up, and well, I'll tell you a little bit about that story as we go. But I was a customer. I know where you're coming from. I know the trials and tribulations. I know what it takes to struggle before finding success. It's all part of the pathway to successful trading. because of that background, and because we came from the same place as you, we're all real traders. We know how to succeed. We know what causes failure. And as a company, our goal is for our membership to succeed at trading. And everything we do is about that. So let's meet our staff. That's me in the upper left-hand corner. I've also often been called the general of the SST, sometimes the quarterback, sometimes just the drummer. But you know, as a drummer, I need a group to make music. As a quarterback, I need a team to score points. As a general, I need officers to help win the war. Trading is war, basically. Some of you may have seen that video. Every single trade is a battle, and there's a winner and there's a loser. We want to be on the winning side. And we've got an amazing staff of very talented traders, and each one of them has had their input. And the SST is really a culmination of a lot of talent, a lot of hard work. Not pictured here are the two owners of NetPicks, Brian and Mark. Amazing traders. I've learned a lot from them over the years, and their influence has gone into the SST as well. And we've got an amazing support staff whose pictures aren't up here. Corey, Cheryl, Pascal, Kevin, just a really great group, a really great team. And together we all work at helping our members succeed at trading. There's Will, Mike, Shane, Ron, Bob. Perhaps some of you have had interaction with some of them. They're all great guys, personal friends of mine, and I respect their opinions, and that's why the SST has become as powerful as it's become. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about how the SST came about, because this is a story that's kind of amusing, and I think back on it, and it seems like a dream, because you know, I can never think this up in advance. It's really just a series of flukes and accidents. I mean, there was a time way back in '09 when I was planning on going to South America with my family to spend the holidays. And I was booking a bunch of travel arrangements for myself, my wife, my kids, and some of her family, multiple trips. Well, when we showed up to the airport to leave right before the holidays, as it turned out, I forgot to actually pay for my own ticket. So everyone's tickets were confirmed. I believed in my mind mine was too. I had no reason not to think so. And at that point, there was just no way I can get on the plane and go. So I had to say goodbye to my family, and I went home depressed, dejected, and spent the holidays by myself in 2009. And for the few weeks that they were gone, that was the few weeks that I decided to chase down some ideas that I had had. And that was the beginning of the SST. And so basically turn lemons into lemonade. I had to spend the holidays by myself. I couldn't go to South America, a big trip I was looking forward to. But as a result, the SST came about, because it wouldn't have happened if I got on that plane. And I went to this idea that I had been using for quite some time. It all centered around this amazing indicator called the trigger line. I'm going to show you all about it. I had been using it off and on with some marginal success. I knew there was something there, but I wasn't quite sure exactly yet what it was. And I just locked myself up. I became a hermit for the next several weeks, went through hours and hours of charts and testing, trials, errors, lots of manual testing. I didn't have any tools back then. And then later collaborated with my trade guru friends, my colleagues. I showed you some of their pictures. And the SST was slowly but surely taking form. And believe it or not, this is now our 2-year anniversary. And we've been using it live in the markets now for 2 years on all kinds of markets, from Forex futures, stocks, options. I saw someone put in that options are real difficult. Well, you know what? They're not. They're real simple. The SST makes it super simple. It's as easy as trading any other instrument, really. There's a couple things we teach you, and that's it. Pretty easy. The current version of the SST is the best ever. This version, it's the newest version. We've loaded it up with some amazing new tools. I mean, it's amazing what he can do. He's such an incredibly talented programmer. The new SST has a variety of filters that have never been seen or used before in any of our indicators, and they help you identify choppy price action. They even help you identify the highest odds as far as direction. We have directional filters, chop filters, and a bunch of other filters. You could turn them on or off. It's really incredible now. It comes with the SST Pro. Powerful new tools that are going to help you capture the most profitable moves in the market and help you avoid the least profitable and the ones that, when it's time to just step aside. The end result is it gets us in the best moves ahead of time. I got some real exciting examples I'm going to show you. You know what? When you see what I show you, I hope you take a minute to think. I'm not making any of this up. We couldn't possibly make this up. And you'll see why in a moment. Well, this is the last and final release. For me, it's kind of hard to believe. We've been trading it for 2 full years. When you're in the markets every single day, trading every single day, time goes slow. It's one of the problems with trading. Is one of the things that makes it hard to be successful is staring at charts, watching the charts, the bars go by day after day. Time seems to stand still, but it didn't stand still. Here we are 2 years later. It's like a lifetime in this industry, having a system actually persisting and profiting for 2 years. But in that time, the system has achieved some humongous results. In fact, let me just show you some of the highlights. A lot of Forex traders from around the world. Forex is an awesome market to trade, but there are many ways to trade Forex. And the SST has literally made thousands upon thousands of pips over the last 2 years in various Forex markets and charts. Day trading, swing trading. I'm going to show you the Euro-US 5-minute in a little while. This is an old trade plan. This came about well over a year ago. We're still trading it today, every day. It's made thousands of pips. I'm going to show you today's trades. Like I said, can't make this stuff up. This happened in real time. And some of you may have seen the post recently on a new swing trade plan for the pound dollar. It's made over 3,000 pips in just the last 100 trades or so. End of day chart. Really great trade plan. There's so many more. I'll show you another day trade plan on the Aussie yen. And we'll look at a bunch of other examples as well. But not just Forex. Stocks, options, ETFs. Options are simple. You buy simple calls and puts. You look at a couple key numbers. You just repeat the same process over and over again, and you could literally turn your stock trading. You can get the leverage that you would get with Forex and futures practically. Double and triple-digit percentage gains with regularity. Here's a few examples. Apple and Google, of course. Those are obvious. Those are some of the best trading markets on the planet. But, maybe the price is a little bit out of reach. But you don't have to trade 100 shares. You can trade 2 shares or 10 shares. Or you could simply trade calls and puts. Apple has made over $487 per share with trades in and out over the past 2 years. Google's done over $315 per share just over the last 7 months. Some of you like the lower dollar trades. Suncor, it's made $25 per share. It may not seem like a lot, but when the options are only costing like $100 or $200 each, there's huge percentage gains in there. Caterpillar, $174 a share. How about the Spider? People want to trade the S&P all the time. The S&P futures, it's a hard market to trade, but you can still participate. You can trade the Spider. We got traders day trading the Spider, but you can swing trade it as well. It's made $371 per share over the last 5 years. Autodesk, it's a lower cost option. How about energy ETFs, even a Russia fund? I could show you an India fund, other funds. ETFs are great. Best of all, stock and ETF option trades have a real great winning percentage. Larger gains with simple options than the actual stock, but you can trade the actual stock too. It's just so versatile. Well, what about futures? The pioneering market for me with the SST was the Russell E-mini and crude. Those were the 2 futures markets. The Russell E-mini pretty much gave birth to the SST. 2 years later, we're still trading it, the exact same trade plan, the exact same one. Started calling it live in April of 2010, actually. 4 months after I stayed home and missed my vacation with my family. By the end of the year, we've racked up over 400 points. These are trades called live in the trade room. The next year, same thing. The next year, in 2011, we did over 450 points. I mean, it's thousands of trades. That's consistency. In 2012, guess what? We're at all-time record profit levels again, and we're on track to make another 400 points this year. I mean, that's almost 3 full years of a solid track record of trading a very difficult market live every day. And very controlled trading is only a couple hours a day at most. This July, summer months, supposed to be slow, huge. We did 66 points. That's $100 a point. In June, same thing. It was almost the same as July. Even in May, 56 points. I mean, can't make this stuff up. These are being called live in the trade room. And this is a full 2 years later. How about crude oil futures? We're up over 38 points this year. And, 38 may not sound like 1,000 like the Russell, but a full point in crude is $1,000. So our basic crude trade plan's up over $38,000 this year. In July, we gained 11 points. I mean, that's 11 grand. Yeah, you got to back out some commissions and trade costs, but that, that's part of business. Just this week alone, not counting today, I haven't even looked at today yet. I haven't had time. But this week, in 7 trades, we're up already $1.38. I mean, that's $1,380 right there. Just 7 trades. Day traders, you should be salivating. Wheat futures, I mean, you heard us talk about wheat perhaps. We only trade at 30 minutes a day. That's it. We're up over 200 points this year. $50 a point. I mean, you talk about diversification. You could have a trade plan where you trade a little bit of the Russell, some of crude, some of wheat every day. You're done in less than 3 hours a day. You got diversification. If one of them has a bad day, the other 2 are protecting because they may have a great day. I mean, we do this every day in the trade room. We got this long-term track record. It continues to work. Momentum range bars, Renko bars, futures. You could swing trade futures, cotton, sugar, feeder cattle. When was the last time you looked at an end-of-day chart of heating oil? Got a trade plan that's gained over $300,000 with an end-of-day swing trade plan of heating oil. This isn't something you could do tomorrow, but as you build up your account, as you grow as a trader, as you become more diversified, you can learn how to swing trade futures. There's some huge gains to be had as you become a better trader. And the SST, it's going to be there for you. It's going to grow with you, and it'll never go out of style. There's a reason why, and I'll let you know by the end of this presentation. You're going to understand. Unfortunately, though, all good things must come to an end. A lot of questions coming out. Why are we going to stop selling the SST? And basically it's like this. We've hit our maximum capacity. We protect our membership. We're at that point where we've pretty much sold as many copies as we want to sell. For me, it's bittersweet. On the one hand, we love the positive results and life-changing feedback that we've received from our members over the last few years, but we're committed to them as well. We're committed to SST members, and it means limiting the number of new traders that we actually give the SST out to. Okay, in the end, we have to support our SST users even at the cost of bringing in new customers. So I'm really happy to see so many of you here today because you're going to get a chance to get the SST Pro, and I suggest that you seriously consider it. Hopefully by the end of this presentation, it'll be a no-brainer. Let me tell you a little bit about what the SST has allowed me to do. I've been my own business person for many years. I've been trading since 1992, but it wasn't until I found NetPicks and started calling a live trade room and then developed the SST that I've really broken through. The SST has allowed me professionally to do some pretty amazing things. Basically, I enjoy my freedom. I mean, I spend a couple hours a day in the market, sometimes even less. Sometimes I'm done with my trading in 15 minutes. At the end of the day, I look at my swing trade charts. I'm always putting on some swing trades. End-of-day charts are great with the SST. Traveled a lot. Been to Europe. I've backpacked and traded my way through Europe. I was just over in Paris this last March where I presented the SST and talked about trading to a whole foreign audience, talking at the technical analysis exposition. It was great. And in fact, I'm going to show you a little bit what I showed them that was pretty amazing in a little while. But I have the freedom to do that. I mean, when I was done with the presentation, I went back to my hotel room. I was sitting out on the balcony looking down at the Parisian life, had a bottle of Bordeaux in front of me, my laptop, and the U.S. session just opened. I was able to make trades. Did it matter that I wasn't back at my office at home? No. You take it everywhere I go. It goes with me. Basically, I can be my own boss. I only answer to one person, my wife. Yeah, well, two people mainly, myself and my wife. Well, I got to include my kids in there too. Basically, I make my own decisions and I make my own and I make my own success. I get to take responsibility and ownership of my decision making. And guess what? I got the SST Pro. The end result of this slide basically is that you get freedom. You know, you get to be your own boss. You answer to yourself. For me, I answer to my wife. But let's get to the charts then. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Lost some internet connection. The important thing is that you ask yourself, what's the most important thing to you? The most important thing to you is whether, you know, whatever your goals are, your trading should be all about making money so that you can be free to enjoy the kind of lifestyle that you wish to enjoy. You could actually fire your boss at some point. Wouldn't that be great? That's what I think is important to most people. All right, we've learned a lot along the way. Discipline, of course. Learn how to hold them, when to fold them. Your strategy and your plan are everything. You got to take your trading seriously, like running a business. Every trade is just another transaction, okay? You got to look at it like that. You divorce yourself from it emotionally, you're just operating your trade business. Here's the next trade. I'm leaning on my system. My system works. Take the next trade. Take it seriously like that, and you'll get good results. You got to understand that trading is a skill, and practice makes perfect. But you get to practice in, you know, for no money. You literally could practice in a live simulation account. What other business can you do that with? You don't have to risk one penny to learn how to trade, to learn the SST. We're going to encourage you to do that. We're going to show you how you can do that for months on end without ever risking one penny of real money until you're ready, until you've mastered the system and how to trade. Ultimately, you learn to accept some losses. It's just another business transaction. You trade small. You let the odds work for you. I always like to think about Chris Jesus Ferguson, the great poker player. It's documented he was able to turn $1 into $20,000. And he only won money 50% of the time, okay? Because he stuck with the system, he treated it like a business, and he only risked a small amount of his available capital on any given tournament. Trading is like that, but we have a much higher winning percentage, much better odds in our favor. But there's a great lesson to be learned there. You don't have to win 100% to make money. Making money is why we trade. We're not trading to win 100% because that's impossible anyway. So accept it. Never lose sight of the end game. That's to grow your account. That's what we do. That's how we enjoy freedom and enjoy the lifestyle and all the benefits that come with trading. But you got to have quality trading tools. I mean, what do you get when you go for the cheapest broker, cheapest data feed, cheapest platform, and cheapest trading system? You save a few pennies, but you lose pounds. You've heard the phrase, penny wise, pound foolish. Don't be that trader, because the guy you're trading against, he's not that trader. The pros are out there. The sharks are out there. We need to win the war of trading. So we're not going to skimp on the things that really don't cost that much and then lose the end game, which is winning at trading. Okay, very important. Bad fills, delayed data, noisy charts, losses. If you're going to treat trading like a business, you can't skimp on your tools of the trade, especially trading systems. With all the shady strategies out there, you have to use at least a basic set of criteria before you invest and start trading any system with real money. The SST, it gives it all to you, and it's so visual, it's so easy. It's based on the 7 keys to successful trading. You see, the SST isn't just a set of indicators. It's a whole philosophy. It's a whole way of trading. And we've identified what those keys to successful trading are. For example, multiple markets and time frames. You can learn one system and use it for a lifetime because it's based on pure price action. As long as the markets are moving, the SST works. And let's face it, the markets that we were trading yesterday, those aren't the markets that we're trading today. Does anyone ever remember even Exodus or CMGI or Broad Vision, I guess, is still around? But I mean, those were high-flying markets back in the early days. I was trading those through Europe, stopping in and out of internet cafes. Those markets don't even exist now. But with the SST, you don't have to relearn it every time a new market comes around. Now we're trading crude oil. Now we're trading other things. Now we're trading Forex. But in those days, you couldn't trade those markets. They just weren't accessible. The SST, wait till I show you something in a little while on how it's worked over time. Dynamic trading. You know, a lot of systems, they force the markets. They say, okay, we're going to take what we want from the market. You know what? That doesn't really work. But dynamic trading, the end result, the lesson here is we want to take what the market wants to give us, not what we want from the market. And the SST does that. You'll see some trades that are big, some trades that are small. All right, what about the ability to trail and scale? We could add to our position. The SST identifies strategic points where price is increasing, the momentum is increasing. We could add to our position. We could scale out at strategic levels. I'm going to show you how in a little while. What about trade plans? Trade plans are so critical. They make trading so easy. They tell you when to start, when to stop, how to trade. You just follow the plan. It allows you to remove yourself, the human being, from the equation. You just become the operator of your trade business. Follow the trade plan. One of the keys to success. Capital preservation. I mean, let's face it, you have to learn how to not lose money before you can learn how to make money. And that's an important lesson that most people miss. Capital preservation is super, super important, and the SST has that built into it. We teach you how much to put on a trade, but then once you're in the trade, how do you preserve capital? The SST is constantly trying to cut risk, put on a risk-free trade, and then continue to lock in profits. And it's so visual. Just follow the dots on the chart. I'll show you in a moment. Total immersion training. I mean, we're not just going to throw this at you and say goodbye. We're going to teach you nuts to bolts. I mean, total immersion training, you get to surround yourself with other qualified and successful traders. Live trade room. I mean, who else does this? We're doing this every day. Questions answered in live time every day as the trades are happening. Total immersion training is one of the 7 summits to successful trading, and NetPicks is 300% committed to it in everything that we do. Finally, the most important summit of all is why we're all here, consistent, dependable profits. I mean, if you think about it, the best defense is a great offense. If you're scoring points, then, I mean, you're keeping the other team off the field. What's a better defense than that? How do you preserve your capital better than making more capital? You see how this all ties together? That's why these are the critical steps to successful trading. It's built into the philosophy of the SST, and it's how the system came about. And that's how that's how it was born. Like I said, the SST is the professional grade trading strategy. It combines powerful software, very simple class-leading, simple rules, class-leading training. It can give you a second income, hopefully even a full-time income, and hopefully at some point you hit critical mass. So, all right, finally, let's look at the SST. And luckily I got my charts right here, so it's pretty easy just to flip over. The SST, I mean, isn't this a thing of beauty? This is today's session. Like I said, I can't just make this up. We trade this exact trade plan every single day in the live trade room. Whether you're in Europe, no matter where you are in the world, you can put this chart up. I mean, we all know Forex, it's a wild, wild west. Every market maker is different, but the system's going to work. This is an MT4 chart. It's a 5-minute chart. This is what happened today. See this little symbol here? That's your entry. Now, when you're at the right edge of the chart, you see the bar forming. You see that entry forming. By merely clicking on the bar, you can look over here at the data window, and there's your entry. There's your stop. Going to the third target. You got other targets here that have to do with trade management. Notice how the stop begins down here. On the very next bar, it's cutting risk a little, but you get this explosive move. It gets past its first target, and all of a sudden that stop has put itself into a risk-free position. It hits the full target, would take a position off, and will let the rest trail. And that trade comes off right here. That was a 46 pip move this morning. I mean, that's nice to see. The euro's been a tough trade all year. There's been no range, really. The range has been much tighter this year on the euro-US. I suspect that's going to change. We've already seen it begin to change. As summer comes to an end, we're going to get more volatility. Doesn't matter, small trades, big trades. Notice this trade's a little bit larger because the market changed. The SST is constantly tuning itself in real time, bar after bar. This was the second winner of the day. It's the exact same thing. You get the entry, you get your target, you get the stop, cutting risk, moving to risk-free, locking in profit. This one came off with 54 pips. These two trades on a 5-minute chart, 100 pips. Great. That's great. During the European session, it was a much tighter market. But you know what? It was profitable. Take a look. Start at 2 a.m. There it is, 2 a.m. Here's your entry. Looks exactly the same, doesn't it? It's stabbed down. Full target. Comes back up. Didn't make anything on the trailer, but I mean, that was just about as far as that market was going. Second trade, didn't quite have enough left in the gas tank. Came back up and stopped out for pretty much a break-even trade. You made a little bit to cover your spread, but that was it. That's the whole session for today, but you take what the market wants to give you. You know, it was kind of modest gains, but then later on, big gains. So, you know, that's Forex. Let's take a look at how TradeStation did. TradeStation, this is the chart we're using in the trade room. Different broker, different quotes, but look, the exact same trades. Here we are this morning. You could see the full winner. You could see the stops moving up. It avoided a short. This one didn't hit full target. It almost did. We saw it hit full target on MT4. This particular market, a little bit different. It ended up stopping out and break even. So maybe this one only made, 45, 50 pips on the session. It's all right. Take what the market wants to give. That was the Euro USD. There's other Forex charts that are doing great as well. I mean, some of you are interested in the Aussie yen, for example. Look what happened today. It looks identical. You got the entry as the plus sign. You got your targets down here. That one comes down. Full targets, full targets. Here you see the trailer. This trade's still going. Here you see where the market gave us a strategic place to add to our position. We're in this trade, for example, hitting the full target, able to add to our position here. That one also hit full target, and the SST Pro is managing each one of those positions independently, and who knows how far that one's going to go. And this is live time. This is just today's session. Can't make this stuff up. How about the Euro Yen? I mean, this is one of the grandfather charts that went into creating the SST, still working to this day. These are 5-minute charts. They're going to work on MT4 or TradeStation. Look at the plus sign. Look at the entry. These are smaller trades, but the trailer lets you grab more out of the market. Let's take a look at the Russell. You heard me mention it earlier. How did today's session do? I mean, today's session, starting at 9:32. Again, you're at the right edge of the chart. You don't know what's coming next when this happens. You just see the plus sign. You click on the bar. You see the trade over here in the data window. You place your order. This one went to full target. All right, 801.4 to 799.7. What's that, like 24 ticks? That's $240. Meanwhile, the trailer, or the stop, locked in, took the risk off the second position, and that one came down for a little bit more. Okay, you had news through here, and then so you couldn't take these trades. You got to stand down for news. The next trade after news was this one. I mean, this one got to full target as well. Look, it let you add to your position if you wanted. It's completely optional. That one got to its full target. Go to the middle target on the Russell. The trailer came up, even gave you more on the trailer. We were done after this. Sure, you could have kept trading, but why? All you got to do is take what the market wants to give you, control your trading. At this point, we're transitioning over to other markets. Okay, so this was a beautiful session on the Russell. Let me show you something that was pretty amazing. You know, the SST has the uncanny ability of putting you in front of the big moves. Okay, one of the markets that we trade, the 625, it's another Russell market. There are some traders that just want slower trades. This one here, only 2 trades. You could see this one's still going. I mean, this is a huge session. This session here, I'll be surprised if it makes less than 10 points. That's a $1,000 session on just 2 trades. How about yesterday? I mean, this is yesterday. It's a huge. How about the day before? Okay, this is the day before. We had to wait till after news. Would have taken the trade. 1 trade. That's a big trade. That's hundreds of dollars right there. That's it. I mean, how about the day before? It's a huge day. Look, all winners. The SST has an uncanny ability of getting you in front of all the best moves. It's not going to win all the time, but it's the odds swing around and work in your favor. Let's take a look at a few more examples. Okay, this one's pretty amazing. Let me just get to where I want to go so I can show it to you real quick. All right, I was in Europe at the time, and Will was covering the room, and we talked about this later, and he was actually calling this trade live, and I was showing some people in Europe at the same time on the other side of the world, demonstrating this exact same trade. It's just a little setup. You see the plus sign. You see the target. It's only 12 ticks on crude oil. It's 120 bucks. The trade before was quite a bit larger. The trade before actually was a little bit of a loss. Got short, stopped and reversed to long. Okay, so we were wrong on that trade. We quickly got long instead, but look what happened. All of a sudden, we're able to add to our position right here. Okay, momentum's increasing. That one was a bigger trade, another 23 ticks, 230 bucks. Look at the trailers. Independent, they're moving up, locking in, taking the risk off, and then all of a sudden, I turned around, I was talking to somebody as this was going, I turned around and looked a few minutes later. I mean, the SST sniffed this move out. By the time this trade was over, a whole, 3 minutes later or something like that, it gained $2.56 on the first trade, not counting the first position, but the trailer. The add-on gained $2.34. The whole trade made $5.20. That's $5,250 right there. And we were done. I mean, it kept winning, but we were done. Who's going to keep trading after a move like that? You know, I talked to you about backpacking my way through Europe, trading for 20 years. Has anyone ever heard of George Soros? You know, he's famous for breaking the Bank of England. Back in '92, he sold the British pound against the dollar and broke the Bank of England, basically. You know what? For some reason that's completely lucky, I was actually in that exact same trade. I didn't make billions of dollars, but I did make several grand, and that's why I was able to backpack my way through Europe. And that led me to meeting my wife, which is another story. It's the best trade I ever made. But when I was in Paris, I showed this example. The SST wasn't around back then. It didn't exist. But what if it did? I mean, check this out. Here's the British pound. It's an end-of-day chart. If you go all the way back to the 9th of September of '92, right here, this is pretty much what happened. It was 2 to 1. I mean, $2 to a British pound, basically. And that's where everything started to come undone. George Soros broke the Bank of England, shorting the British pound against the dollar. Well, I put the SST on there. I mean, look, here's the SST. Would have put you in that trade even if you didn't know what George Soros knew. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. It's stunning even. So, I mean, that's something that always just kind of makes me scratch my head, because I got into that trade, but I mean, I have to admit it was probably just luck more than anything else. Brian, do you remember that? I mean, you remember when that happened? I knew you were trading back then.
That's actually a little bit before my time on Forex. I was very active trading, stocks at that point, but Forex really wasn't on my radar at that point in time. So you were ahead of me in that regard, Troy.
Yeah, and actually it was futures that I was trading. I think I was trading British pound futures, not the cash market. But right. Yeah, I don't even think Forex is really available for most people in those days.
Hey, Troy, we have a lot of excited individuals that want to get on to find out the price of the SST. So I think it's a good point for us to move to that slide. And,
okay. Let's do it. Got tons more examples when we get to the questions and answers if you want to see more. Got some great stocks, got some great swing trades. In fact, here's an early look at the SST in the early stages. And to this day, I mean, it doesn't look much different, right? I mean, this is exactly kind of what I showed you. Catches the moves up, catches the moves down. The thing is what you see is what you get. You just follow the dots on the chart. Okay, it's the NetPicks style, and the SST is going to give you that. You learn how to lean on the system. Got a lot of people saying a lot of great things over 2 years. Arthur Chang, overwhelmed with the simplicity of the system. Revived once again. Michael Fox, system works for me. Dennis Cassell, many thanks to Ron for his patience. Prompt and courteous replies. I wish I'd come across this sooner. Now it's your turn. Stunning 2-year track record. You can profit in both directions. Built-in trailing home run moves, which I've shown you plenty of. Scale in and out of trades, and it's going to grow with you as your account grows. Don't forget that. The SST calculator does the work for you. Just lean on the system. That's the #1 thing to learn from this. Lean on the system. Constant upgrades, of course. I told you about all the new power tools that are now in the SST Pro. Haven't shown you stocks or options yet. We can get to that later, but it works great with that. Basically, everything you need. Software, training, support. Here's what you get, finally. Professionally produced training package. 5 CDs worth of video training, training workbooks, a quick start guide. I mean, the quick start guide is pretty powerful. Just follow it. Do what it says. It'll put you ahead of most traders out there in the market, just that alone. Best of all, it's shipped right to your door. Downloadable 7 Summits Trader Indicators. I mean, this is the secret sauce. It's the whole system. You download it, you put it on your charts. It works on MetaTrader, TradeStation, NinjaTrader. You own it for life. This is a lifetime license. Once you have it, you own it forever. That's it. No more obligations. You're going to own it. And it's going to keep working for you. But we are, of course, NetPicks. We're going to give you so much more. The full immersion training, you're going to get 30 days in the SST Owners Club. That's the full website. I didn't even show you that yet, but all the trade plans on there, video training, live. Oh, you also get live market training. 2 days a week live in the market. 2 days a week. You get to tune in and practice live, ask your questions. You get all the trade plans. They're all done for you. You just got to put them on, follow the rules. You know, we'll teach you how to do it. And, of course, Q&A calls with the developers. We invite you in, discuss market conditions, hot topics, new trends, and give you a chance to ask all your questions live. Advanced tutorials, walkthroughs, and updates. You get the first month free. You can get it all. And then at the end of that month, you're going to know. You're going to know if you've gotten what you need or if you need more time. It's just $197 a month. You can stay with it. You can cancel anytime. You can rejoin anytime. It's up to you. I mean, that's what, 1 winning trade a month? It's worth it, but there's no obligation. No matter what, you still own the SST. But I'm also going to throw in free upgraded worldwide shipping. I don't care where you're located, New York to Antarctica, I'm going to pick up the upgraded shipping and fees. unlimited email and phone access to our technical support team. We're going to get you up and running as quickly as possible. If you're having any issues installing or using the software, we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure you're taken care of. Not only that, but we're going to really stack the odds in your favor. We're throwing in a live 2-day training recording. Okay, this was done live in Orlando, Florida. It's one thing to have the SST Pro. It's an entirely different thing to know how to use it. The entire training was taught in a boot camp style. We're going to teach you nuts to bolts, everything about the SST Pro, basics, advanced. The training is thorough, and it's taught by the entire development team, not just me, but everybody else on the team. It's a highly informative training that we've included. We've sold it for over $600, and you're getting it at no extra cost. Not only that, I know a lot of you are using MetaTrader. It's a great program. There's no doubt about it. But don't forget the penny wise, pound foolish point I made earlier. There's never been a better time to try out TradeStation. I don't work for them. I don't get anything from them. But I really believe this is going to help you elevate to the next level. And TradeStation has made it really, really compelling. They're going to give you, basically, if you fund an account, they're going to give you 180 days free. I mean, that's a half a year, or up to $500 of commission rebates. Okay, that's a lot of money. I mean, it pretty much makes it impossible to say no. You could learn the system on TradeStation, but it gets better. TradeStation is offering a scholarship for the SST Pro. What is that? It's for futures and stock and options traders. You could also trade Forex, but the scholarship applies to you. If you want to learn futures, stocks, options, there's never been a better time, because you're eligible to receive a full tuition reimbursement from TradeStation. What do I mean by full tuition reimbursement? Well, the entire cost of the SST Pro, guess what? TradeStation reimburses you for it. It's like owning it all for nothing, for free. If you open and fund a new account with TradeStation, you're going to get 20% rebates on commissions up until the time that you have been paid back for your entire cost of the SST Pro. I mean, really? Yeah, that's unbelievable. It's true. We're only the second company that TradeStation has ever given this to. Only the second company ever allowed to give this type of financial aid from TradeStation. This scholarship can also be stacked on top of the other offer of the 180 days free or $500 in commission rebates. I mean, that's why I'm saying there's never been a better chance to elevate your trading finally. Get those pro tools, and you'll be trading against the other guy who's been penny wise but pound foolish. Not only that, we've got for the first fast movers, we've got bonuses. Okay, everyone is ready to jump on this. Be first. Get on this right away, because we're going to give the first 25 a free 1-hour coaching call live. Your very own trade coach, one-on-one. It's a $250 value. I can only give 25 of these away. I mean, do the math. It's expensive, but we want you to succeed in the first 25. We know that you are hungry. We want you to succeed. We want to make a successful story out of you. We're going to give you 1-hour free coaching call. But we're going to give so much more. The first 50, guess what? You get an extra free month in the Owners Club. That's 2 full months in the live trade room, on the trade website with all the trade plans. It's a $197 value. And in fact, Brian, I meant to ask you this, but if it's okay with you, I want to also give them a third day a week. We're giving 2 days free. I want to give them a third. 3 days free a week, first 50. What do you think?
Well, Troy, okay. I'd say go for it. Sounds
All
like
right,
a good
guys. All right, well, I got the permission there. All right, so anyway, the first 100 also get something, and it's an exclusive hot seat webinar where you can get on the mic, share your trade plan, and we'll offer friendly feedback, tips, and we'll help you troubleshoot it. We'll help you flush it out. Any issues you're experiencing right then and there, I mean, how do you put a price on that? You don't. It's priceless. The first 100 are getting invited to this webinar. Okay, so let's talk investment. Now you know what your fast mover bonuses are, but there's a lot more. Let me get through this. In the past, we've sold the SST for $19.97. I mean, that's pretty much been the rock bottom price. Don't worry though. For the final release, you're not going to pay anything close to that. In fact, you're not going to pay $17.97, $16, $15.97. No, you're all in investment. You guys ready? That's it. One payment, just $1,297. You own the SST Pro for life. I mean, you just saw how we made that pretty much today in multiple markets. I just showed it to you. I didn't make it up. I showed it to you. That was called Live in the Trade Room today. What's more, you could even make it easier on yourself. 3 monthly payments of just $497 a month. That's it. You choose. Doesn't matter which way you go. Either way, you own it for life. All right, let's get started. Here's how to be one of the first 100. Ready, set, go. All you got to do is type this URL into your browser. www.netpicks.com/get-SST. Be one of the first. Get the bonuses. Brian, I don't know if you could pop that into the chat box there so people can just click on it. But go ahead. I'll leave that up for a few moments. In fact, you know what? I want to tell you about the guarantee. So while you're clicking on trying to get in, let me tell you about the guarantee, because this guarantee, I mean, we've already shown you how you can get the SST Pro at no charge and move up to TradeStation. They're going to pick up the costs, basically, but there's even more. Okay? Make sure you type that in. Don't try clicking on it. There it is. See an example? But how about this? A full 45-day just use it guarantee. I mean, that's it. We just want serious traders. So we're just asking you to use it. It's really simple. Just use it. Take it home, learn the system, make sure you go through the video training and watch the two-day training that we're throwing in, okay? Just do that. I mean, you should want to anyway. Who wouldn't want to take these trades? I mean, the SST Pro is so powerful. You'll learn it really quick, but all we're asking is that you just use it. If you don't see the power of the SST to make multiples of your investment, well, let us know. We'll refund your entire purchase price. That's it. That's it. It's basically a no-risk proposition, and you actually get to have your whole tuition refunded. And you still own the SST. Of course, if you send it back, we'll refund your money. It won't work anymore. But if you keep it, it's getting paid for you anyway by TradeStation over time as you use it. We know that once you start using the SST Pro, you're going to be hooked. Consider this promise your risk-free guarantee. I mean, literally, there's no risk. There's no risk. Just try it. Here's what more traders are saying about it. Frank says he's finally found a system that outshines all the rest. He no longer worries about funds. It's given him peace of mind. It's amazing for him. Okay? At the end of the day, his profits used to be negative, and now they're the opposite. They're usually positive. Okay? Donald says, what a powerful winning combination that I now trade with. SST, Ninja, futures, tick charts. My trading's never been so easy. All the trades are easily identified, executed, and managed to minimal risk and profitable targets. Mona says, you know, what a wonderful job you guys do. You go far and above and beyond. There are few companies that she could say that about. Well done, NetPicks. These are all real. I mean, we didn't solicit these. Those are testimonials. We get them in all the time. They just come in. And why wouldn't they? It's truly a remarkable strategy at an unbelievable price. I mean, hardly any price. You get it paid for. Now with TradeStation, it's really a no-brainer. So, Brian, maybe it's time to get to the Q&A. What do you think?
Sure, Troy. A lot of questions have come in. I've been trying to answer those via text, but a few of them are really good questions that we'll go ahead and kind of announce to the group for the benefit of everyone. One of the very common questions is what platforms are supported on the SST Pro. And so let me just list and detail those out at this point. Obviously, we talked about TradeStation and the special reimbursement that you can get from them. That would be our #1 choice for you. If you are looking to select a platform, that's a very good option. And again, you can take advantage of that rebate and really get the SST Pro for free. So that would be the first choice. The second option for you is NinjaTrader. Very good platform. And so for those of you on NinjaTrader, you can take advantage of the SST Pro on that platform. And then finally, MetaTrader 4 is an option. You do need to keep in mind, if you're a brand new trader, MetaTrader 4, MT4 is free. It's free charting. And maybe not as professional as the first two platforms that I listed, TradeStation and Ninja, but the indicators will work nonetheless on that platform. And keep in mind, it is Forex only. And so those are the platforms supported by the 7 Summits Trader. A few questions coming in from other brokers, whether or not you can trade with them. You can chart the 7 Summits Trader on any of the platforms that I just listed. You can then place your trades with any broker that you choose. We don't limit you in that regard. So that's the great thing about that approach. Paul, welcome to you. Paul signed up and is asking if he's one of the 25, and I'll have to take a look here at the orders coming in, Paul, to let you know that. So welcome to you, and I'll get you that information here in just a few minutes. Todd was asking about the 60-day promotion in the live training room, and what are the hours? So Troy, can you kind of cover that, how that works?
Yeah, sure. Basically, you want to be in there a little bit ahead of 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to trade some Forex charts in there, and then shortly after we'll start crude oil, then shortly after that we'll start the Russell E-mini. We're going to finish up with wheat futures. We'll be trading Forex all throughout that time, and so that's basically it. Usually by 11 a.m. We're finished. So, you know, we live what we preach. We pretty much contain our trading, keep it very controlled, but we do that every single day, and it's a great chance for you to chat back and forth with other SST traders, and of course, whether it's myself or Will or Ron, whoever else is hosting the room, you can ask your live questions in real time, and we encourage that. We want every single question to get fully answered to all of your satisfaction. So it's really important to take advantage of the live trade room.
And there's a lot of orders coming in at this point. Mark Smith, welcome on board to you. I know you were one of the individuals anxious in the beginning for us to get through that beginning content, and you mentioned you were ready to sign up and have done so. Your question, you're asking about getting a confirmation order. That'll come via email. Just give it a little bit of time. We've got orders flooding in, and our back-end process obviously working through those, but you should see a confirmation email coming shortly. Also, remember, you will want to check your spam. Sometimes emails land in spam and when you're expecting them, so it's always a good thing to check that to see, and then whitelist you know, anything from NetPicks. That way all future communication comes through without being interrupted. Okay, a lot of questions coming in, so I'm going to say this. If I'm working down through your question and don't read it right away, be patient. We'll get to all questions before we leave today, and don't be afraid to pop it back in if you feel like it's gotten down in the queue. Kirby's asking if we have a recommended TradeStation rep and a phone number for them. We do, and that information will be shared with you once you come on board, and that'll be a part of the process of getting set up. We have a specific rep that you need to talk to, and he'll get you set up with the tuition reimbursement. The other thing that I should clarify on the tuition reimbursement for TradeStation is it has to be a new account. So if you're an existing TradeStation customer, you will need to set up a new futures account or a new stock and options account. So do keep that in mind.
Yeah, and Brian, let me mention also that that's an easy process, and you could just close your old account. So you got to set the new account up, but once you do, you get all those great perks, so it's worth it.
Yep, and a couple questions coming in about calling in to place orders. You can definitely do that. Let me get the number out there for that. I will broadcast the number to everyone. We really should have that on the slide there, Troy. Is it on the next slide, maybe? Can you get on the next slide for me?
There it is.
Yep. So there's the number, and go ahead and give us a call, and we will get you signed up. There's a couple of questions about additional discounts for existing individuals, people that have purchased products from us in the past, HVMM, those kind of things. But this price that we're giving you today is the lowest price that we can offer. It's a substantial discount off the full price that we've had in the past. And so this is a final discount of the SST price. And so you definitely want to take action and get on board today. Claude is asking, will the SST work with Options Express? Again, what you're going to want to do in that case, and I've actually traded with Options Express, you want to chart off of like TradeStation, so you want to make your charting decisions off one of the platforms we support, and then you can place your options trades with Options Express or any options broker at that point. Ariel, same thing, asking about Trade Navigator. Again, the indicators are going to work on TradeStation, NinjaTrader, or MetaTrader, so that's where you're going to make your trade decisions. And when I say trade decisions, I'm talking about the trade setups appearing. But then you can trade, if you have an account with Trade Navigator and trade through them, you can definitely do that. Let's see, Troy, let me see if there's any other questions for you. And Nick was asking for the phone number. Hopefully, Nick, you see the phone number on the screen at this point. And there's a lot of questions coming in, so I just want to bear with me. It keeps scrolling up. There was a question earlier from Walid asking, what is TradeStation? Is it the software that we have to buy, or is it opening a trading account? Well, that's a good question. As a beginning trader, TradeStation is a platform. It's a charting platform. They're a company that has a charting, a platform division, and they also have a brokerage division. And really, it's the best of both worlds with TradeStation, because you get that charting platform and the broker option with them. So some of our traders take advantage of that, and that's how TradeStation offers this promotion, the tuition rebate. And then some traders choose to use NinjaTrader, which has many other broker options that you can trade with. For instance, Interactive Brokers is a good option. They're world wide, and can work with a lot of Canadian customers and overseas customers. So that's what that is. Oh, let's see here. Here's an unsolicited testimonial. This testimonial is coming live from Jim Bean. He's one of our existing SST members, and his quote is, "SST is easy to learn, easy to trade, and makes money. NetPicks support is excellent." So I'm just quoting exactly what he wrote here in the comments. So Jim, thank you for that. It's glad to have you on as a SST member. And Troy, maybe you can talk about this a little bit. Justin was asking a question earlier. How do you keep the discipline to take the next trade?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, that's like the bane of all traders, or most traders. It comes from repetition. It's one of the things I was talking about, I think, when the internet cut out. But it's like learning how to play music or play sports. You just do it over and over and over again. We always teach you try to make those 25 mistake-free trades in a sim account, okay? And you keep track. You keep track of those trades. Use a spreadsheet or whatever. Treat it like a profession. And what you're going to learn is the relationship between wins and losses. And when you see that no matter what, even despite a losing trade here and there, some trades, that the equity keeps growing. You keep growing your account. You see the 2 steps forward, 1 step back, which is common. That's a healthy trade pattern. You start learning confidence. okay? And you realize the bigger question, why you're trading in the first place. If you're trading to make money, if you're trading for lifestyle, then you just elevate above the individual trade. And you think about the trade business, the business of trading. And you put on small risk, so a losing trade isn't going to hurt you. And as you grow your account, you can grow the position size. But that position size still remains small in relationship to your account. So it's always a small trade in relationship to your account. So you just put the ingredients together that are necessary to be successful. Go back to the 7 summits, the 7 keys to successful trading. That's what it's about. Once you finally take an ownership of that idea, you elevate and you can now have the confidence and the discipline to take the next trade. So I hope that answers this question. If you have a follow-up, just let me know.
Troy, another question, this one coming from Jim. He's asking, what is the minimum account size for trading?
That's another really great question. I mean, it depends on what you want to trade. Let's face it, not all of us have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to trade. One of the things that I've been focusing on is how to trade with a small account. $1,000 or $2,000. I mean, you could literally trade Forex, but the problem is, maybe it's not even a problem, it's just something you have to be aware of. You just need to be more patient. Think of the big jumbo jet trying to get liftoff. It needs a big long runway before it can get elevation. And you have to think of yourself as that jumbo jet. And you got to give yourself a chance to get some momentum. Okay? So if you only have a $1,000 or $2,000 account, guess what? You trade micro lots. 10 cents a pip. It may not sound like much, but that can grow into some serious money if you just take your time, be disciplined, and apply real simple techniques. The Euro-US 5-minute chart, the first example I showed you, if you would have started that with a $1,000 account at the beginning of the year using simple money management techniques that we teach, you would have quadrupled your money. And so your big jumbo jet is starting to get a tiny bit of elevation. And as your account grows and grows and grows, you just stick to that ratio. And pretty soon your jumbo jet will be flying through the air. And that's how you can trade with a small account.
Hey, Troy, I want to interrupt here. I just want to let everybody know we're about 75% of the way through the fast mover bonus. So if you're interested in that, you definitely want to take action and get your order in here in the next few minutes. We, again, are going to stay here till all questions are answered. So if your question has been missed, go ahead and retype it. They keep flooding in fairly quickly here and scrolling off my screen. How many, this one's from Daniel, just came in. How many Forex swing trade plans do you have?
Well, there's quite a few, actually. I don't have an exact number. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't remember. I did just come out with a new one, and one of the focuses that I'm now on, I have a pretty long list. Everyone's always requesting their favorite markets, but I am now working on a whole new set of end-of-day Forex swing trade plans. But here's the thing. This is maybe a more important question, and that would be, will I know how to make my own trade plans? I mean, the important thing is not that I give you a fish, but that I teach you how to fish, and that's what we focus on. With the SST, there are so many great tools in the calculator that you can use that a lot of you are going to just see it. You're going to open up the chart, you're going to see the opportunity, and then you're going to start playing with those tools in that calculator, and you're going to come up with your own trade plans, and you're going to believe in them more. You're going to have that confidence and discipline to trade them. So, I mean, while I give you a lot of trade plans, they're really starting points. The important thing is that you learn the tools. They're very easy to learn, and the more you use it, the more opportunities are going to jump off the chart right at you. You're going to recognize it, and you're going to be empowered to create your own trade plans. But there's really no limit. You know, there are so many great trading markets. I mean, you know what market I like to trade? The U.S. Mexican peso. Is anyone trading the U.S. dollar Mexican peso? I mean, those opportunities are everywhere you turn around.
Hey, Troy, a few people, okay, I guess the link is right there on the page along with the phone number. Again, it's netpicks.com/get-SST. I have broadcast that link out to everyone, but if you do key that link in, make sure that you key it in exactly as you see it, and that way the sign-up page will come up. A few more people saying that they haven't received their confirmation email. Again, give that just a little bit of time, and that will come through. Again, our processor on the backside is being taxed at this point, and so just be patient as that comes in. Let's see. And Ted, you're asking for a recap of the system to see if it works for you, and to see a previous question. Ted, what I'm going to ask you to do again, if you can, because the questions are flowing in so quickly, if you could just cut and paste that question into the text, and as it comes in, I'll read it off. Todd's asking, is the trading room open 5 days a week? Troy, you want to take that one?
Yeah, the trading room is open 5 days a week. The Owners Club gives you 3 days a week. It's meant to be a training session for you so that you can learn the SST. You will have the ability to have it for 5 days if you want. It's another option. I think you get offered that as you're checking out, whether you want that or not. So it is available and open 5 days a week.
See here, Nick asking, I do not trade Forex, but I do trade the Dow, crude, 6E, 6B. Will it work on those?
Yeah, it certainly will. I mean, it works on a lot of different markets. Obviously, I could not show everything. I have a lot more I'd like to show, but at some point we run out of time. But yes, I mean, got traders trading the Euro futures, British pound futures, the Dow E-mini, crude oil. Crude oil, of course, one of my favorite markets. But yeah.
And I know there's a lot of excitement here in the very beginning, how you get these, the trade plans and so forth. They're on the Owners Club, but the great thing is, after this webinar today, we're here to support you. If you have a question that's, just not making sense for you, you can get in contact with us, or you can come into Troy's live room that he does and ask questions interactive and live there. That's actually one of the better formats to get your questions answered in a very quick fashion, so do keep that in mind. Hank is asking, how can I purchase TJ's end-of-day plan? You're already an SST member. Well, you do need to be a part of the Owners Club. So what you can do, Hank, is sign up for the Owners Club and have access then to all the trade plans that Troy has come out with since you were a member. And I'm assuming at this point that you're not, since you're asking the question. If you are in the Owners Club, then just get into that the site, and you should see all the trade plans in there.
Keep in mind the SST Pro is different than the older SST. So the new trade plans I'm referring to are SST Pro trade plans designed for the new version, which has been completely rebuilt and redesigned. So they're almost like two different systems. It's something you got to be aware of. It's the SST Pro is what this is all about. That's what we're using now, and that's where the trade plans are, I'm referring to at this point.
Leaf is asking how to get the deal with TradeStation. It's very simple. We're going to give you the contact information in the email response that you get, the gentleman you need to speak with, and then let him know that you're NetPicks 7 Summits Pro trader, and they've got all the information on their side to get you set up and going. Then once you fund your account and start to live trade, those refunds will come back to you.
And Brian,
Troy, let's go to the TradeStation slide. I've had a number of questions, so let's just go over that deal again.
Yeah, I was really just going to suggest it.
Yeah, we're thinking on the same wavelength here. All right.
Yep. All right. So first, you want to
go ahead. You go.
All right. So first and foremost, you get the 180 days free. So that's basically 6 months. Normally they're charging for their platform. Okay, you get it free. You get to try it for free for 6 months. I mean, you learn the system, basically. You could learn it. Learn not only TradeStation, but the SST, and then you can practice trade and really master it. Never risk one penny. Okay, that's the way to go. There are a lot of questions about discipline and how do you take the next trade. by taking advantage of this. This is how you do it. This helps you ramp up. Okay? You could also get $500 in commission rebates. For me, I'd be leaning towards 180 days free because the commissions are already inexpensive, and they're already going to knock 20% off and pay for your cost of the SST anyway. So that would be my preference, would be take the 180 days and then enjoy the 20% rebates all the way up to the full cost of the SST. Okay? So you get them both. And that's what that is. And Brian, I think there were questions about the bonuses again. Should I run through those again also?
Yeah, why don't we go through those bonuses again, make sure everyone understands exactly what they're going to be getting.
All right, sure. So, I don't know, this one may be over already, first 25.
Yeah, we're very close, like last one or two here, so.
Okay, so you get a free hour, get that. If you're on the fence, I mean, this is great because the coach will do everything, help you set it up, make sure you're up and running, but then answer questions and point you in the right direction, show you some of his favorite charts, what he's using, all that stuff. So take advantage of this because it's valuable. And then, of course, the extra free month. I mean, that's also cool. 2 full months in the Owners Club and a 3rd day. So instead of just 2 days a week, you get 3 days a week. $197 again. I mean, this is lowering the cost of the SST even further by getting these bonuses. So take advantage of them. And then, of course, the hot seat webinar. And this is great, too. Okay, you get to get on the mic, going to share your experiences and ask questions and get feedback from us, from the trade coaches. We'll help you troubleshoot what you're doing. All it takes is one little pearl of information, pearl of wisdom that could change everything around for you, and that is priceless. You can't put a price on that, okay? So, and then you already know what the cost is right there. I mean, hopefully I've shown you enough. Even if you're on the fence, you should take advantage of this, lock in those benefits because the guarantee. I mean, if it's not for you, you're still at no risk. And if it is for you, you get your tuition back. And the SST is going to work for you. It works for a lifetime. It's based on pure price action. Price action is where it's at. You know what? The indicators that you see, they're all custom built, but they're all based upon reading the dynamics of the market and then calculating the trades and managing the trades. We're not doing what everyone else out there is doing, relying on lagging indicators, all the same stuff that everyone has, that everyone's using, looks great after the fact, but then you can't make it work in real life. Why do you think that is? The SST Pro is completely different. It's based on the right edge of the chart, what's happening now, going forward, dynamically tuning itself, calculating those trades, and then putting them right on the chart for you to act upon. It's a new way of trading. Once you've used it, you can't even imagine going back to the old way. You just can't. And this is such a compelling offer because you basically, there's absolutely zero risk. There's more risk not getting the SST Pro than there is in getting the SST Pro. I mean, just think about that for a minute. Go back to the, of course, the guarantee, and there's the phone number.
Yep.
Link.
If you get to the answering machine when you call in, just be patient. Shura will give you a call back, so leave your contact information on the phone number. I know she's getting a number of calls at this point. JT is asking a question here, Troy, to you. Which index would you recommend to run the SST on if you had to choose between the ES, the TF, or NQ?
Well, I like the Russell E-mini personally because of the long-term winning track record, not just on one time frame, but more than one. But the ES and the NQ, you know what? I like to trade those too, but I don't trade the futures. I like to trade the ETFs, the SPDR and the Qs. In fact, since you asked the question, let me just show you why. I'm going to pull up a chart, bunch of charts. All right, here's a whole bunch of stock and options charts. Now, you could easily trade the NQ, but I like to swing trade the Qs with options. and I marked up this chart back here, okay? I marked this chart up back here. I didn't know what was coming in the future, but these are trades I took, and you could see that if you just take the time to read this, these simple options were making 111%, 125% returns in a matter of days, okay? And it works identical. And you can just see the same theme as I roll through the chart. Yeah, a couple small losses. But then look what happens going forwards. I mean, this is today. This is what is happening now. I didn't know this was going to happen. More winners. Okay, there were a couple losses. Another winner. This trade's still going. The Qs, very low cost options. That's how I would be trading NASDAQ, personally. How about the Spider? Same thing. I mean, I marked this chart up again. If I go way back, I mean, you could see the winners. You could see them. Even the small loss from time to time, but mostly winners. And now the most current trade. It already hit full target a few days ago, and the trailer is still going. That's how I would trade the S&P and the NQ, personally. And these are both on the Owners Club.
All right, I want to say a special welcome to Paul Garcia, and Paul leaving a comment here. Just can't wait to get started with the SST Pro. So again, welcome to you, Paul. And let's see, Sib is asking, can you just open a TradeStation Forex account and get all the bonus and benefits? Okay, I want to be very clear here, Sib. Right now, the tuition rebate does not apply to opening a Forex account with TradeStation. I've been told that they're working on it, but it has to do with the commission structure in TradeStation, or in Forex. And as you know, you pay a spread when you trade Forex, and there's no straight commission per trade, which is how the other markets that we're talking about, futures and stock and options, work. So I know it's something they're working on, but at this point in time, it's not available on Forex. So you would have to open up a futures account or stock and options to take advantage of the tuition rebate. Question, Troy, this one to you. How does the SST Pro compare to the SST Simple?
Well, that's a really good question. I mean, the SST Simple came out quite some time ago, and it was an entry level into the SST. And really, it was meant to introduce people to the SST at a lower cost. But the SST Pro literally has the SST Simple built into it. I mean, one of the things that separated the SST Simple was just fewer targets and a simpler, just less moving parts, basically. But with the SST Pro, you have the option of turning on or off any of the tools you want to use or don't want to use. You can turn off or set how many targets, what trade setups you want to look at or not look at. You can set it to do SST Simple type of maneuvers and stuff. In fact, I incorporated some of the SST Simple into the latest pound-dollar end of day, and it really helped the results. So the SST, what you have to understand about the SST is why it works and how it works. And it all boils around that trigger line, that yellow dotted line that you see on all the charts. That's the magic of the SST. And so now the tools show you how to interpret this dotted line here. And this dotted line is a very powerful thing. Okay, it's been being used since way back in the days of ancient rice merchants in feudal Asia, when they had their abacuses and they were trading rice. It's the same mathematics on this indicator. And it's amazing. And so if it's worked for them centuries ago and it still works today, that's got to tell you something. Okay? The SST Simple, it's just another way of interpreting price action around this line, but with fewer moving parts. The SST Pro gives you that, and then, of course, an enormous amount more.
Okay, we've been going about 90 minutes. A lot of good questions coming in, a lot of interest, and a lot of new members that have decided to join up and get on board with the SST. So I want to say welcome to you. Welcome to Todd, and Todd just joining us. Troy, we're coming to the end here. If there's any final questions, let's go ahead and get those into the text. I want to make sure that before we leave today, everyone is walking away with their questions answered. And so Ray just typed a question in here. How good is the system with the DAX as opposed to the Russell ESNQ during the European and US hours? So Troy, there's another one for you.
Yeah, I mean, with the DAX, I think it's like any other market. You really got to find the sweet spot. The DAX is a high-risk market, and markets trend and markets consolidate. And so it's a matter of looking at the chart and putting the SST on there and then identifying, the trade plan for it. It's not a market that I've spent a lot of time with because I'm on the West Coast. And so I would say, yeah, the SST, if it's a market that moves, the SST works on it because it's all about price action. I know the DAX is a very robust market. So I think you'll be happy with how the SST works with the DAX. And that the same would go true with a lot of other markets. I know everyone has their favorite market, T-bonds, T-notes, for example. If it's a moving market, those are good trading markets. It's just a matter of putting the tool on the chart and you'll see it. It's so easy to see when a market is working or when a market isn't. I know there were questions about the pound dollar and that end of day chart. So, I would just say that you got to look at the chart. I mean, again, these tools are easy to use. You're going to be able to learn how to use it. There's just so many examples. There's so many markets, so many time frames. That's what makes the market as robust and interesting as it is. You don't have to be a hero. You don't have to try to reinvent the wheel. Don't fall in love with any market. I mean, to me, my way of looking at it, there's buyers, there's sellers, there's bars on the chart. Take advantage of that. Who cares what the symbol is? Who cares? That's my answer to all those questions as far as does it work on this market? Does it work on that market? It works on so many markets. I don't know all the markets it works on because there's just too many.
Henry's asking, is there a monthly fee after purchasing the SST?
Well, there's the Owners Club, but that's optional.
Right. Yeah. So this is a one-time cost, and you're going to get 60 days of the Owners Club at no cost. And if you want to stay on board, some members do stick with us for a period of time, and a lot of members stick with us, since the very beginning. And then other members, go on their way once they have the method mastered. So it's totally up to you in that regard. Mike K. asking a good question here. Can I use the SST on more than one computer? The answer to that is yes. We understand that you might have a desktop computer at your home office, a computer at work. As long as those computers are registered to you, you can load the indicators on multiple computers.
And I'm sure there's probably a lot of regular, old SST owners that are wondering if they should get into the SST Pro or not. And my answer to them would be, well, the regular SST, it keeps doing what it does. It's the same principles here. It's that trigger line. It's those setups. But you have to learn. You have to just be more involved because there's things that it won't do that the SST Pro does. The add-on position, the get Bob, the get back on board trade that's built in. All the filters. There's so much has gone in to the SST Pro that if you are able to upgrade to the SST Pro, I would highly encourage you to do so because it's just going to open up a lot more opportunities.
Danny's asking here, does the monthly fee for the Owners Club include access for the live training room? Yeah, it does. That's a package deal. It gets you into the website that has all the trade plans on it and any updates that have occurred, and then also obviously gets you into the live training that Troy does each and every day. And Paul's asking, do we have an automated strategy to run on TradeStation? Paul, we actually do. We haven't promoted that in today's presentation. There is a fee for that. It's $9.97. But I would recommend that you get familiar with the SST Pro as is. And then if that's something of interest to you, you can certainly talk to us about that later.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better to learn the system first and then that could be made available down the road.
Dave asking, will you get updates on the SST? Again, those are delivered into the Owners Club anytime there's a change to a trade plan. If the indicators are updated, which we haven't had an update, they've been pretty solid since we came out with the Pro update last December. The only reason we would update the indicators is if there's a bug, but again, they've been very, very solid for us for almost 12 months.
Actually, the one upgrade, Brian, that we did was an improvement by adding just more filters, just some chop and directional noise filters, and those are all in there, and the training on how to use them as well.
Yep. David asking a good question here. So to trade Forex versus options and stocks, you would need more than one account at TradeStation. Correct. And in theory, if you wanted to trade futures, stock and options, and Forex, that would be 3 separate accounts. So just to be clear.
Yeah, and you could even have some accounts with other brokers. I mean, I use MT4 with Awanda. I make my swing trades through Awanda.
I use MT4 with FXCM.
There you go. And I use Thinkorswim to place my options trades, even to trade futures. And I use TradeStation. I mean, it's good to have more than one because you have more flexibility. You might want to trade the same market as a day trade, and then you see a great strategy, you want to trade it as a swing trade also. You can't be in conflict, one short, one long on the same account. So as you grow, you add more tools to the trade, which could include more accounts, more, you know, I have a backup computer running. If for any reason one goes down, I flip over to my other one. You don't need that right now, but, you know, we're talking about being professional traders here and doing the business of trading, and little by little you ramp up. You know, you got to walk before you can run, though. So, you know, just imagine as you keep doing this and you get better and better as you go, you'll be a much better trader 6 months down the road than you are today, and you'll be a much better trader 3 years down the road than you are 6 months from now. So, you know, it's a journey, and as you grow, you develop. But the SST Pro is there with you every step of the way, growing with you. That's the thing that sets us apart from so many other trade platforms, trade strategies.
Nick's asking the question here, if you do not subscribe to the Owners Club, how do you know about the updates? Well, Nick, that's a part of the value of subscribing to the Owners Club. When you are done with your 60 days, you're going to have all the trade plans that have been produced and created to date. You can download those, and you'll walk away with that. The only thing you would be missing out on is if a Troy comes out with another trade plan, and then you could always reactivate if you wanted to in the future to, you know, have access to that. That is the last question, Troy. So, wow. Troy, why don't you pop up, if you would, the link and phone number again. For anybody still considering getting involved with the SST, I would encourage you to do that. And I want to say a special thank you to Troy for being with us today and taking us through this very powerful strategy that you know, gives you, the trader, an edge in the market, and that's the key to any method and approach to trading. And let's see, another confirmation or a question of whether they were in the first 25. Ray, we'll be sending an email out with that confirmation. We'll have to take a look. I don't have access to the actual sequence of people as they came in, but we'll be letting you know if you're in that first 25.
Brian,
systems. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say regarding updates, and I know there's a concern, you know, the feeling like, oh, gee, I might have to just be on the Owners Club if I want to get all the updates. But there's also a public blog, 7summitstrader.com, and when new trade plans come out, I usually put it on the blog that there's a new trade plan, if it interests you. I mean, I know we've got members that every 6 months they join for a month, they soak up all the new stuff, they stop again, maybe they stay on because they like the live trade room. Maybe they stop 3 months. The point is that you have 100% control. You'll be able to stop the trade, the Owners Club, if and when you're ready. You'll be able to make that decision after 60 full days, and then you'll be in the best position to make the most informed decision. And then you could always come back a few months later, try it out for 1 month if you want. It's, you know, the flexibility is all there for you. So you really could have your cake and eat it too if you want. Just want to make sure everyone understands that.
Okay. And Todd's asking a question, how long before the SST order will be shipped? It'll be shipped in the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll process these orders, and most likely they'll go out tomorrow. Okay, Troy, I want to thank you again for being with us today, and welcome to all the new SST members. And thanks everyone else for your time and attention. I hope it was beneficial, and look forward to hearing from many of the new members as we walk forward through the markets. And so, Troy, again, thank you to you. Do you have any closing comments?
No, just I'm, you know, again, bittersweet, Brian. It's the final release, and it's kind of rubbing my eyes here. I'm really happy to see so many new people coming in, and I really want to encourage you to take advantage of the live room. Make sure you ask every question, and let's use our time together wisely so that by the time you're ready to decide to stay with the Owners Club or not, even if you decide to go and not stay, you're an expert with the SST and you're off and running, and that'll be a really great thing. So I'm just really looking forward to working with all our new members. And thanks for joining us today, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Good trading to you.